Imagine a scenario where one of humanity's greatest achievements, space exploration, is caught in a storm of budget cuts, political neglect, and internal chaos. That's exactly what NASA is facing in September 2025, a month that could redefine the agency's trajectory for years to come. While NASA has long been a beacon of hope and innovation, leading humanity's charge into the cosmos, its workforce is now bracing for some of the toughest challenges yet. The decisions made this September will ripple across missions, careers, and even our collective dreams of exploring the stars. But here's the kicker. Amidst all the uncertainty, there's still a glimmer of hope if we can navigate the chaos wisely. Let's break it down. Here are 10 critical issues to watch as NASA heads into this pivotal month. 1. The Budget Battle Royale. The Presidential Budget Request, PBR, for fiscal year 2026 looms large, dictating what NASA must implement starting October 1, 2025. Congress has tossed around ideas for funding increases, but not everyone agrees on where the money should go. A continuing resolution, CR, a temporary fix that keeps things running at existing levels, seems inevitable. Meanwhile, the White House retains the power to claw back funds through rescission. For NASA, this means adapting to an uncertain financial landscape with potentially devastating consequences for ongoing projects. Senior leadership has already signaled that the PBR is the new reality, so buckle up. It's going to be a bumpy ride. 2. Workforce under siege. Across government agencies, there's been pressure to slash personnel costs drastically. NASA isn't immune. Rumors of reductions in force, rifts, are swirling, though an agency-wide purge seems unlikely. Instead, targeted layoffs at specific centers, directorates, or programs appear more probable. As the fiscal year winds down and the PBR takes hold, expect the gloves to come off. Those pink slips might start landing sooner than anyone expects. 3. Science under fire. If you thought science was safe from political whims, think again. Programs related to climate change and earth sciences are under direct threat. Words like climate and earth science have reportedly landed on a do-not-use list, and other vital research areas are being sidelined because they don't fit the administration's narrow focus on flags and footprints. Even if certain initiatives survive the chopping block, their visibility and impact will likely shrink. And this raises a provocative question. Who decides which sciences matter most? 4. Missions in limbo. Before the current budget mess, NASA was already grappling with massive cost overruns and delays in flagship programs like Artemis and Mars Sample Return, MSR. The PBR didn't help matters. It gutted parts of Artemis without offering clear alternatives. MSR remains trapped in bureaucratic purgatory. Other missions may get temporary reprieves, but only enough to delay outright cancellations. The longer these programs languish in limbo, the harder it becomes to revive them. Is this the beginning of the end for ambitious space exploration? 5. Beat the clock mode. With no finalized FY 2026 budget in sight, NASA is scrambling to implement as much of the PBR as possible before time runs out. This frantic rush could lead to hasty decisions that harm the agency's portfolio irreparably. Once the dust settles, reversing course may prove impossible. It's a high-stakes game of chicken between NASA and Congress, and the losers won't just be taxpayers. They'll be dreamers everywhere. 6. Leadership vacuum. Let's talk about leadership, or the lack thereof. Brian Hughes, NASA's chief of staff, effectively calls the shots, and his disdain for the agency's workforce is palpable. Sean Duffy, the nominal administrator, splits his attention between NASA and another role, leaving Hughes firmly in control. Despite Duffy's reported fondness for NASA, the status quo persists. Efforts to appoint a permanent administrator seem stalled, ensuring that this uneasy dynamic continues for the foreseeable future. Which raises an interesting debate. Can an agency thrive when its leaders are disconnected from its mission? 7. Strategic plans. What strategic plans? Remember those detailed strategic plans NASA used to churn out? They were often retrofitted to match whatever the agency was already doing, but at least they existed. Now, forget about strategy entirely. NASA is being repurposed as a tool for broader media campaigns and policy pushes dictated by the White House. Cool projects might launch or vanish overnight. The unpredictability is dizzying. Will NASA ever regain its autonomy, or is this the new normal? 8. Inspiration endures. No matter how dire things get, NASA's ability to inspire remains unmatched. Whether it's sending humans to the moon, discovering exoplanets, or nurturing a thriving commercial space sector, the agency touches hearts and minds worldwide. Sure, budget cuts and shifting priorities dilute its impact, but NASA's brand of wonderment is resilient. Yet, how much potential inspiration are we willing to sacrifice for short-term gains? 9. NASA's legacy of leadership. Consider this. NASA is the only space agency to have visited every planet in our solar system, sent humans to walk on another world, and operated spacecraft in interstellar space. Its contributions to planetary science, astrophysics, and space commerce are unparalleled. Even amid distractions and setbacks, NASA's lead won't disappear overnight. But what happens if we let complacency take root? Can America afford to lose its edge in the next space race? 10. The heart of NASA. At its core, NASA is powered by an extraordinary community of scientists, engineers, contractors, interns, and citizen scientists. These individuals embody passion, creativity, and resilience. Many view working for NASA as a calling rather than just a job. Though layoffs and disillusionment threaten to fracture this community, its spirit remains unbroken. Wherever they land after leaving NASA, these dreamers will carry the torch forward. The real question is, how do we ensure their talents aren't wasted during this turbulent chapter? So what do you think? Are we witnessing the slow unraveling of a national treasure, or is this merely a rough patch on the road to greatness? Share your thoughts in the comments below, because the conversation doesn't stop here.